EU leaders have been meeting in Brussels for a second day of financial crisis talks. A deal on how to recapitalise banks was reached last night, but David Cameron says there's still work to do before another summit on Wednesday if agreement is to be reached on an overall deal to rescue the euro. James Blake is here to explain all the main issues. James.
Thank you, Matt. So, there have been three crucial things on the agenda in Brussels. Firstly, lowering Greek debt repayments, recapitalising the struggling eurozone banks and topping up the bailout fund, which has already helped Portugal, Ireland and Greece.
Faced with the dilemma of distancing himself from European troubles, but only at the cost of reducing UK influence at the top EU table, the Prime Minister arrived at the summit today, warning that the crisis could drag down non-Eurozone countries too.
The crisis in the Eurozone is having an effect on all our economies, Britain included. It's having a chilling effect. We need to deal with this issue, and so it's right to have a European Council and for the European Council to discuss this issue here in Brussels today. Thank you.
This was not a day for decisions and done deals. That's planned for Wednesday, if it happens at all. Instead, this was all about hard graft and awkward discussions.
There was the usual group photo, of course, to portray the image of a happy and united family of 27 nations. The reality is much different.
Indeed, happy and united, not the first words that come to mind, James, but who are the players in that large family group that really matter?
Well, when it comes to recapitalising the banks, the vulnerable ones are those who can't rely on their own states to bail them out. That's Portugal, Spain and Italy over here. But all eyes are down the line to Greece, now, which has already been bailed out twice and is expected to default on its debts. So they're looking to reduce its debt repayments by about 50%, but that'll hit banks and other creditors.
We are a proud people, we are a proud nation, we demand that respect of what we're doing, and we are doing what we need from our side, the responsibility that we are taking on with great pain, to make Greece a different country.
We must talk about how we want to arrange the Eurogroup for the economic and financial questions of the future. We need a stronger Europe with rights to take action, and treaty changes should not be ruled out.
The eurozone also needs to refill its bailout fund. To do that, much of the finance will have to come from Germany, and that means Angela Merkel. The Financial Stability Facility was set up with 440 billion euros, but if Italy needs a bailout too, it'll almost run dry. So it's proposed that this will increase to 2 trillion euros.
But where exactly will all that money come from? The small number of mostly Greek protesters who braved the Belgium security want banks to shoulder that burden, not EU taxpayers. Tonight, David Cameron says more progress is needed, but he says there is the beginnings of a deal coming together.